Now, the beauty industry is estimated to have contributed around $3.5 billion to the world economy in 2018, and South Africa is slowly catching up with that trend. Over the years, we've seen the local beauty and cosmetic sector take up a spike as more and more people saw opportunities within the industry that contributes about 9.9% to the country's GDP. One of these people is Lesego Kunupi. Having started as a makeup artist about 10 years ago, she built her way up to the top to become CEO of her own beauty company, empowering others in the process. CEO of Chic Beauty, Lesego Kunupi, joins us now to tell us more about the multi-billion-dollar global industry and how it can be a driving force for job creation in South Africa, especially at a time such as this. Lesego, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's a fantastic thing where we're seeing beauty booming. I mean, you go into YouTube, there's always techniques and tips on how to beautify oneself.
Yeah.
And yet it is an industry, a booming industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry. We've seen the likes of Kylie Jenner, for instance, making so much out of it. Let's start about, your journey. You started off as a makeup artist, and how did you get to this point?
Sure. I think it was by default, because I started in hair and beauty. I actually started, I studied economics. I was in the procurement industry for a good 18 months. And I just had this passion for beauty, So I founded my hair salons, but my clients kept asking about makeup, and I wanted to serve my clients. So I went and I did a short course in makeup, and here I am today. I started training women who wanted to look nice for themselves. I didn't start off by training professionally, and then from there we started training professionally for somebody wanting to get into the industry, somebody that's working like the makeup artists that are working here this morning, on television, people that want to do bridals and so on.
And, I mean, it must have been quite a big shift for you, studying economics and then moving to something completely different. How did you come to the point where you ration it out and you, talk your way into going into an industry which wasn't expected?
I think passion doesn't leave you, and if God wants you to do something, you're going to end up doing it. But I can say that my studies helped me with founding my business, with managing my business also in the beginning. I used to do my own books before I could afford an accountant. I had marketing management that I could use as well for my business. But it was really passion that drew me into the industry.
The passion that drew you into the industry, as you take a look at some of your achievements, where are you standing in terms of the salons and how it's operating and the number of opportunities you've managed to provide?
Look, at the moment I employ women, which are, I believe, my calling, so there's empowerment in that section, and we train women almost every day. I think we see about 160 students daily, and in a month. And if you give a woman skill, you've given her a tool that she can use forever. So it's invaluable, And recently now I've just launched my franchise model where I'm affording women an opportunity to start their own business with my name, because I think one of the biggest fears that women have is going into business alone, So I'm sort of holding their hands, and we're starting this journey, we're pioneering this journey.
And tapping into a multi-billion-dollar industry, you making tremendous strides here. Franchising, that's a big deal. What does it mean for you personally?
Personally, I think my biggest struggle in the beginning, I didn't have a mentor. I've made so many mistakes. I didn't have somebody guiding me. And the biggest thing for me, I've been saying all along to my students, to the franchisees that I've partnered with, I've said, what took me 7 years, I wanted to take you at least 3, So I really just want to hold women's hands who are ambitious and want to get there at the right time or in not such a long time like I did. Yeah, so I really just want to guide women, and that's personally what it is for me. And just empowerment, because I believe empowerment is not just a speech, and making people feel good. It's about giving them something that they can use to edify their lives for the rest of their lives. Yeah.
We're in an unprecedented time, a time of COVID-19, where, people have been prioritizing what comes first. Is it my
Yeah.
groceries, or is it my hair? Is it my face? How have you managed to stay and keep afloat as a business during such a hard time for business?
Look, I can honestly say I'm still recovering as a business, like many other businesses. But the biggest thing for me was to stay relevant. You know, even when we were in the lockdown, I still wanted people to remember me. So I was still very active in my social media. You know, I think digital platforms are the biggest, it's a dream right now to have. So I wanted to stay relevant, but it's been a real challenge, you know, because we woke up one day and the president said, don't touch your face. And all I do is that, you know, so I've also had to diversify, think out of the box, go online, launch my skincare range, sell it on e-commerce, you know, so it forced me to grow and to diversify.
What were some of the biggest stumbling points as you did your research on, you know, whether or not the makeup works for black skin, white skin, and what chemicals go into your skincare products? What was the substance that you based your research on as you were trying to look into who this product is for and why?
I think training gave me a lot of info, you know, so I did study beauty, so it gave me already a head start. But doing my research, I found that South African women, mostly of color, struggle with 3 common things, which are bags under the eyes, you know, because we, I don't know, don't drink enough water, don't sleep at night, you know, and discoloration, you know. So those were the things that I was focusing on, because in earlier days as a makeup artist, my clients would complain, oh, I look so tired. What can I do with the rings under my eyes? What can I do with discoloration? And I thought, okay, it's time for me to tap into that, you know. And I went and I did that research, and so far, so good.
That's really amazing. I mean, as you speak about bags under eyes,
you're not struggling. You look amazing.
What does beauty mean? What does it mean? I mean, it's one thing to look gorgeous on the outside, but what does it mean as you work with women and you try and get them out of so many situations? I mean, you talk about women empowerment, giving women jobs, but beauty is a word that is tossed about. I mean, it's on Instagram, it's on social media, beauty, 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 cheekbones. There's a lot that goes into the word beauty.
Yes. For me, funny enough, for somebody who works so much on the outer appearance, I don't believe beauty is just there. For me, the word beauty means self-discovery, you know, knowing who you are. Because if you know who you are, then you won't do everything that everybody's doing. And that kind of makes you stand out, you know. So discovering yourself, making the right choices for you, and discovering your purpose. That's what beauty means to me.
As you went about this journey, discovering your purpose, knowing who you are, what were some of the stories that you ran into as you interacted with the many women and got to get a sense of people's backgrounds and why the platform that you're offering is important?
I think for me, I've worked with also in some of the charity work that I do, young girls who are heading households. You know, I think I drew so much strength I learned from girls younger than me, you know, because you find a 16-year-old that's taking care of her younger brother, you know, because she no longer has parents. You know, I think those are some of the stories that really stick with me, you know, the courage of young girls. You know, that's why I believe that women can do anything.
That's just incredible. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you
for
so much
coming in to chat to us about a footprint, I mean, your mark in this multi-billion-dollar industry, of course, changing the lives of many and empowering herself and others. CEO of Chic Beauty, Lesego Kunupi.